Following the revelation that his baby mom, Jaden, had cheated on him, Blueface is going insane.
You ever seen it with another man? You promise?
This follows an argument between Blueface and Chris Sean, during which he rubbed his nose in her face in an attempt to make her feel better. He now appears to be begging Sean to take him back after his connection with Jaden, and Mark blew up in his face. Does this imply that Chris Sean and Blueface are growing less compatible?
I thought we were sorry that we're not, but love you.
Rapper Blueface seems to have finally gotten what he deserved for how he treated Chris Sean. It was recently discovered that he has been having affairs behind Blueface's back with his baby mama, Jaden Alexis. Adding insult to injury, it was Blueface who first exposed Jaden. The most ridiculous part of this, though, is that Blueface tried to make Christian look bad on social media by praising Jaden for being his ride or die. Since Christian disclosed that she was carrying a kid, Blueface has been publicly humiliating Christian over Jaden more and more. Thus, this is not the first time he has done so. Blueface did everything he could to make Krishan's pregnancy as unpleasant as possible. That he didn't want the child, for example. He immediately denied being the father when she revealed she was pregnant, and he responded to all of your inquiries on Twitter. I am officially done with Rock, but it's strictly business. I tested it, and it was clearly not given. Before she declared she was having a child from someone else, not mine. He kept reassuring her whenever she mentioned how much she was enjoying her pregnancy. When I saw the face of what was growing inside me, I had to pray the fear away of being a mommy. She wrote on Instagram at one point, I fell in love the instant I saw the face and heard the heartbeat. Before I found a DNA test, Rockets had dated 10 different men in the past year, and it wasn't me. Negative concepts like I had to separate my heartbreak from the best thing I had prayed for in the first place, even if I failed. I'm going to be a cheater forever. I'm not even going to hide it for real, Blueface declared, adding that he demanded that she terminate the pregnancy. A baby will leave us stranded, and it will allow you to be person. Given how I feel about you, you don't want to be stuck with someone like me. He made it much worse by calling her an HOE, as if that weren't terrible enough. He kept telling her that he didn't want the kid. But when he posted a video of himself beaming when she told him she was expecting Hero, her second child, he made it worse by shoving his baby mama Jaden in her face. When a woman tells a man she is pregnant, it should seem like this. If he reacts or asks any additional questions, you should get rid of the baby. The child's paternity should never be questioned by a guy. And if he does, it's very probable that the woman hasn't been giving herself enough credit. This young man has been openly cheating on both Christian and Jaden for a long time, as everyone knows. Yet he still has the audacity to act this way, because he thinks Christian is cheating on him. He has also been ridiculing Jaden and Christine for a long time, even prior to that. For example, Christian stated that he made her end 3 pregnancies prior to this one, but he nevertheless had another child with Jaden and caused her emotional distress.
Let me tell you what hurt me. When you told me to get rid of the babies, and then have a baby with a pregnant with.
Although Blueface said that he didn't want the baby, this helps to understand why she decided to keep it. Even worse, he claimed that he would not be providing her with child support and that she would be completely alone with the child. This girl should be held by whoever is the judge in my child support case, he tweeted. The baby is not what I desire. Time is on her side to get rid of it. Since she's pressuring me, you had better make the right amount. She was trying to trap me in such a dismal and chaotic situation. Chris Sean eventually realized his mistake, and after threatening to kick her pregnant belly and leave her bleeding for days. Given that Christian didn't even want to pay child support, Asians were questioning why she hadn't simply left him.
With a killer in his eyes. Like, you don't think I'll kick you and kick you in your stomach and you'll be bleeding for months? Like, then he took my phone, make sure I wasn't recording and none of that. Like, alright, long story short, like, I try to get up, he like make one more step to the door. Girl was like psychopathic.
She was so offended that she finally realized how much he hated her and understood why she couldn't leave. He'd write checks to him and then pay him directly because he had all of her money. Further took control of the money she received from her club appearances, leaving her completely dependent on him for financial assistance. He also kept her from ever being able to access him. Own money, which contributes to her prolonged loyalty to him. But nothing could stop her once she made the decision to go, so she started to try to handle her own money. And Blueface was incensed. For this reason, he kicked her out of his house.
In the house, he just had somebody to put it outside. Boom, I said, it. Boom. Moved into this expensive ass crib, though. Yeah, you can call it an Airbnb. But who the really paying $30,000 a month? Me, these steps that I'm taking to be okay, to be alright, to be safe, to be just in my skin,
Although there has been tension in their relationship ever since, it recently reached a new level of intensity when Christian went into labor without Blueface. She subsequently declared that she did not want Blueface present in the room. He would have just used it for clout, where Sean gave birth to a boy, she thought. She is clearly in love with her child, as evidenced by her look, but in a, would you like to see his enormous hand? While Christian was live, Blueface made sure to post his lavish partying in Miami on Instagram stories to demonstrate his disregard for her and her labor. To make matters even more offensive, he shared multiple pictures of Jaden on social media and said, "Social media is all entertainment for me, guys. I split up with Rock 3 months ago, and I'm currently seeing someone else, so nothing I say or do has anything to do with her. For the past 3 months, I haven't stopped talking about Jaden, my baby mother. Stay with me and have the same discussion, please." Before this, Jaden had said that she was trying to avoid thinking about Christian's pregnancy at all costs. She managed to. She also expressed her wish that Blueface would separate his two affairs.
Probably keep his two situations separate just for the better.
Christian tweeted, "I went to the city to have my child. None of you weird people be around my son," indicating that her child would never be around Blueface's family. She doesn't have to be concerned because I'm all he has. I'm going to do it to protect him from hate and jealousy or anything. His name is Christian, and he will be loved and respected. Things get pretty intriguing at this point, and you'll recall that Blueface has been talking about how Christian said in a tweet, "I'll offer you $1,000 right now if you can locate an inappropriate image of Jaden and another man online. You should never get on the internet if there is one thing you should never do." By removing a photo of Jaden draped over a man who was clearly not wearing Blueface, the supporters showed their devotion to him. People went crazy over this, and they were rude to Blueface. It shouldn't be shocking given he was also cheating on her. But Blueface was taken aback because he genuinely thought Jaden would never cheat on him, no matter what. He had strong feelings about it, and found it astonishing that she had been surreptitiously receiving her licks back. It would be humiliating to brag so much just to be betrayed. The insiders claim that he is currently trying to convince Christian to come back to him by damaging her phone. The insider claims that despite Blueface's repeated rapes of Christian and her assurances that she will change, she is done with him and doesn't want him back. "Stop trying to make something about another woman knowing you will leave her any day for me," she tweeted, allowing me to truly heal. "Your son will be anticipating his father's adulthood. You're in pain, but it's a well-known adage that a woman who is sporadically dating a man and says she hasn't dated anyone else is lying. This is the man's method of having a reason to leave Jaden, and the fact that he believes it simply demonstrates how inflated his ego is and how much he secretly wants to go back to Christian. The fans, however, are fully in favor of it. They're most likely fighting. She doesn't tell anyone that Stewie has been living on the streets. How do you feel about this whole drama?" Karma was at its best when he made Sean unpleasant and spoke awful, ugly, and horrific things. That's what Blueface was all about. How do you feel about Jaden cheating on Blueface? After you view this next beautiful foreign video, What do you think of this magical setting?